I've probably interviewed 100 bands, including that one right there, Hollis Brown. But I got to say, one of the very first artists that I've ever got a chance to interview was a band called 22 Brides. And fortunately for you, half of that band is right here with us today. Let me just go over briefly. Carrie Johnson is a singer-songwriter whose own music crosses several genres, pop, rock, and country, but always with her signature style, strong vocals, memorable melodies, storytelling lyrics, and dynamic rhythm guitar playing. And there is a lifetime to draw upon. After attending Boston's Berklee College of Music, Carrie headed to New York, where she became a professional background and jingle singer, honing her craft as a songwriter alongside her sister Libby. They formed the critically acclaimed band 22 Brides and released 5 albums on the 0 Hour Universal Records label. And let me welcome to the studio officially, Carrie Johnson. How are you?
Hey, Mark. It's good to see you after, a couple of years.
A couple? It's only been a little while.
Just a little while.
My goodness. All right.
And we found each other again.
It's amazing. And I'll tell you shortly what happened. I don't think the microphone's working, though. It was working a couple of minutes ago.
Oh. Do you want me to move that over there?
Yeah, try that one.
Okay.
I've got them all on right now, and none of them seems to be working.
Check, check, check.
There we go.
All right, hold on. Here's the talking one. Whoops.
It was working when we had it in queue. Anyhow. So, we're here at WECS. I started the show in 1990 after a couple of years. I think it was 1994 that you released an album on 0 Hour Records.
Called 22 Brides. That was our eponymous release.
And I love the cover. The cover is so cool. It's like this gargoyle in a wedding veil. And
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was drawn by Joe Quesada, who is now the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics.
Get out!
And back then, Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti, who is doing, oh my gosh, he does so many comics. Anybody who loves comics would probably know him. They did a comic book called 22 Brides.
Yes.
And they released Ash, and then Painkiller Jane, which became a television show, I think, on the WB.
That sounds familiar.
So 22 Brides, Painkiller Jane was our mother, and we were setting out to avenge her death. So I was immortalized with big boobs and guns and boots, and it was great. I have all the original artwork, so I'm very proud of that collection.
That is cool. Amazing. I was going to tell you the story of how we got together again for the second time. Basically, I was going through my basement. I want to clean out the basement, get rid of everything I have. And I had this large comic book collection. And I went to the local store and I said, yeah, you're buying. And they looked at it and they said, they were looking at it for a long time because I had a large collection. Mm-hmm. And while I was waiting, I was looking through their comics and I saw 22 Brides. I'm like, hey, that band, I knew that band, but I didn't know it was a comic book. So anyhow, they didn't want my comics, but...
Too bad, because, comics can be worth quite a lot of money if you keep them in good shape.
Yes, I had them all in plastic and the no-acid boxes and all that stuff. Anyhow, I found someone else who did buy them last week.
Good for you.
And I got a good price. Not what I wanted, but you got to come down a little bit.
I think Jimmy's going to retire on his comic collection. We're still friends on Facebook, in life. So
that's cool.
Still keep in touch.
Wow.
Yep.
Man. So it's a small world.
I know, and here I am back in Connecticut where I didn't think I'd end up again because I lived here and then lived in New York City for 18 years and traveled around the country for 7.
Wow.
And kind of made pit stops in Phoenix and Virginia, Blacksburg, Virginia, and came back up here to Hartford. So I've been here now for 12 years.
Wow.
And we've never known that about each other.
I
That
can't
you've been
believe
here
it.
and I've been here and here we are.
Man. Amazing. So when it was like 94 when we last talked, and
oh my gosh, a lot's
you've
happened
been doing
since
a
then.
lot since then.
I have.
Amazing. So that's almost 20 years. Amazing.
Oh, good grief.
I shouldn't say that.
So I was about 10 then.
So when you were in 22 Brides, and you were aspiring to be musical artists, and how far did you get?
we got pretty far. We got a #1 hit song, and then very suddenly, the record company industry changed pretty much within a week. And within that week, we were on tour, we were in the studio getting ready to produce another album, and the funding was dropped from the label.
Wow.
And so basically it was bye-bye. And, you just feel so stunned. But it didn't stop me. Libby and I, she was living in New York City. I was in Phoenix at the time. So I put a band together, and I thought, well, I'll just keep on going here because this is what I do, and I don't know what else to do. So since I last saw you, we were touring, and then, the record industry blew up, and everything changed, and then there were like 3 record labels. Now I think there are little legs. I mean, basically there's a lot of indie labels.
Yes.
But mainly it's a lot of do-it-yourself, DIY.
Yep.
And I went ahead and I released music on my own label called Gratitude Music. So I started my own publishing company. I started my own record label. And I basically funded my own records and went into major credit card debt to do that. And then continued to play. And I put a band together. I have a great band. We play around here a lot. Well, not here in Eastern Connecticut, but in the Hartford area. Mm-hmm. Focusing a lot on fundraising and house concerts and festivals. And then I spend a lot of time in Nashville, too, songwriting.
Yeah, I saw that you go back and forth a lot.
I go back and forth. I haven't been back. It's been about a year because my daughter started to ride horses, and that kind of tapped into my resources for finances. So, and I figured, it's okay. I'll get back to Nashville. She'll be going to college at some point in the next year or two, so that's fine with me. In the meantime, I'm co-writing with a lot of artists, and I started teaching vocal instruction because that's what I majored in at Berklee College of Music, and so I do artist development. I do vocal coaching. I produce my own records. I'm a producer and a manager, and everything has to do with music, so I'm pretty lucky.
That is cool. You
It
got
is.
many hats.
I have a lot of hats.
And they're all in the musical.
And they're all music. Every single thing I do.
That is cool. So you're going to play for us live right now, huh?
Yeah, I wrote a new song. And
Awesome.
I thought I'd play it for you.
Oh, get out.
Why not?
I love it.
I wrote this a few weeks ago, actually. So not many people have heard it yet. And I even brought the lyrics along because that's how new it is. So I'll tell you what it's about, because what happened was my cat died, actually. And I was devastated because it sounds silly to be able to write a song about a cat. And it's not, it was about my cat, but I turned it into a love song, Love Gone Wrong, because I'm not going to write about my cat, But that was the impetus of the song came from that. So here it is. It's called Big Bang. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, I don't care about the Big Bang Theory. I don't care about the way we end or we start. There's a hole that's deeper than outer space, and it lives here in my heart. Ooh, now that you're gone, ooh, I'm coming undone. Oh, now I'm left to pick up the pieces and keep on carrying on. Well, I'm a wreck from this catastrophe, so I pray, hoping for a little relief, 'cause you left without giving me a warning, and I feel so incomplete. Ooh, now that you're gone, ooh, I'm coming undone. Oh, I know I'm left to pick up the pieces and keep on carrying on. Now I try to answer those questions. Why the hell did you ever leave? Smoke and mirrors and a cloud of dust. Big Bang, honey, it's a mystery. Don't be looking for another reason to call that back and plead. Go on out in this whole wide world, you'll never find another. No, no, you'll never find another like me. Yeah. You'll never find another. You went and lost your lover. Ooh. keep on, keep on. Ooh, now that I'm gone, ooh, you're coming undone. All I know, I'm gonna pick up the pieces and keep on, keep on, keep on carrying, keep on, keep on, keep on carrying on.
You still got it.
Thank
Wow.
you. Yeah, well,
Unbelievable.
teaching really makes me a better singer because I have to practice what I teach. So that's what I do all day long for about 9 hours a day.
And do you learn
3
from
days a
other
week.
people's mistakes as well?
I do. I learn what not to do.
There
I
you
learn
go.
what not to do. And the nice thing is that I can really. So what I've been doing, one of the big things I've done lately is taken several of my artists to shows like the X Factor. A lot of vocalists. I only work with the ones that I really think can do it. So one of my artists, Riley Lynch, he's really getting traction now. He was on the X Factor show season 3, and I was very proud of that because when he came to me, there was no doubt he could sing, but through training. And so then we co-wrote his first EP, and it's called Holding Stars, and now he's on a reality dance jam tour. He just got picked up for, I think, the Digi Tour. I accompany him at different venues, the Middle East in Boston and Toket Hall in Westport and Toad's Place and The Space in Hamden. He's there often. So he's doing really well. So, yeah, being a vocal coach is something that I really love doing because it's turned me into a better singer.
Cool.
When Libby and I were playing, it was that indie kind of lo-fi, don't try too hard and make it sound kind of like you just woke up. And so my vocal performance now is you need to hit it hard and you need to show your chops right off the bat.
There you
So
go.
that's what I'm doing.
Got to grab somebody's attention.
You got to grab
huh?
their attention, and you cannot wait until like the third chorus by the time people turn it off. So,
Yep.
It's all about instant gratification,
So are your songs a way of telling the story of your life?
They are now. They are now. I put out an album, Strength to Move, about 2 years ago. And part of that album I wrote in Nashville. I think I gave you a copy of it. I was writing demos to pitch to country artists. And none of my cuts got cut, which was fine with me because since I'm an artist, I just thought, well, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and release my album. But I felt like it was a little bit pandering, and I feel like now, since I've moved away from that over the past year, I really want to revisit some important moments that have happened in the past several years. One of them I think you know about is my daughter is a cancer survivor. She was diagnosed at age 7, and she's 16 now with
Amazing.
ovarian cancer. So that was very unusual in itself that she had ovarian cancer. But that shifted everything for me. I started writing songs. I've always tried to write from the heart, but when you're trying to write for someone like Reba McEntire or Martina McBride or, you're trying to get into their head instead of continuing to stay in your own heart. So it shifts the paradigm as a songwriter. It's more like a job, like what does she want to sing instead of what do I want to sing?
Yep.
And I find that, unless it's really coming from my heart, it's not going to be my truth. And if it's not my truth, then it's probably not going to be the best song I could ever write.
Right.
So I've brought it back, and I'm revisiting a lot of ghosts from my past. I wrote another song, I can play it for you in a little bit if you want me to, about just going back to New York City and seeing the place where I used to live and how that was and what was going on then.
Anything changed since then?
Yes, I got sober.
That's a good thing.
And I'm never ashamed or afraid to out myself when I tell people that I am sober, and because that was a big part of my life for a very long time, and to finally realize that I had to take care of this problem, it took a lot of strength and a lot of help and a lot of support, and I'm happy to say that I have almost 9 years of clean and sober. So going back to New York City, where I wasn't, there were a lot of ghosts that jumped out at me, and So there's been some fodder for song.
And you stayed strong, huh?
I did. I've stayed strong. There's been a lot of things that have happened since I've gotten sober, and I can't see any reason to ever go back to that way. You know, life is too good and precious now.
Yep.
You know, I already wore that T-shirt anyway. Did that for way too long. So that's been a big change.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a good one too.
So, how do you feel about women's empowerment? I only bring that up. I was at a poetry slam last night, and one of the main poetry artists was doing this awesome poem about women's empowerment, and just still sticking with me right now. Has that ever been a part of your songwriting?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, I've been a big advocate for supporting women in domestic violence situations because
that's a popular topic now.
It's a popular topic, and it's unfortunately a reality. It was in my life, and I've written a few songs about that. And I think that I don't think it has to be gender specific necessarily. I think that everybody should be able to stand on their own. Right. But I am a big advocate in when it's not right, if you can leave and find a better place to be, get out of the house or wherever you are, and go. So I actually have a song if you want to hear it.
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
Let me play this one for you.
Carrie Johnson, bringing us a song.
Yep. For women's empowerment and to support domestic violence, or domestic violence awareness, not domestic violence. So this is called Nothing There I Own, and this is this would be autobiographical. I'm on a train going nowhere, leaving someone far behind. When we first met, his eyes were like two copper pennies when they shine. But his heart turned black like the blackest coal mine. And that's why I'm never going back. No, I'm never going home. Never going back, 'cause I got nothing there I own. Well, it was just another midnight when he stacked the bottle down. I got used to him raging, keeping silent as a stone. But his hands around my neck tonight felt icy, strong and cold. And that's why I'm never going back. No, I'm never going home. Never going back, 'cause I got nothing there I own. Feel the wind rush through my hair as I make my way from here to over there. My destiny's got plans for me that I don't even know. But I'm never going back, no, I'm never going home. No, 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 no. Well, some of you may wonder why I stayed for so damn long. You know the truth and shame, it paralyzed me way beyond. But I got a job at Denny's and I've been stashing up some dough. And I'm burying that part of me that died so long ago. Burying that part of me that died so long ago. Feel the wind rush through my hair as I make my way from here to over there. My destiny's got plans for me that I don't even know. But I'm never going back, no, I'm never going home. Never going back, 'cause I got nothing there I own. Never going back, no, I'm never going home. Never going back, 'cause I got nothing there I own. Nothing there I own. Nothing there I own. Yeah.
Amazing. Man, you still got it.
I'm glad you think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my
Absolutely.
songwriting's changed a lot since Libby and I used to write everything together. When we finally decided to take a hiatus, which we didn't think would last this long. Every time we get together, we're always working on new songs, and we keep saying, we're going to do an album. And we're both very much into bluegrass right now, so I've been honing my, picking skills. We'll get back in the studio at some point.
Good.
It'll probably be within the next maybe the next year or so. But it's hard because she's got 2 teenagers. I have one. I'm here. She's in New York City. So it's just time.
It's probably hard just to get together for the holidays,
It's time just to get together for the holidays, but we do. And every time we get together, we sing and we play. And we play 22 Bride songs still. I even play them in my band still.
Oh, cool.
I do.
Excellent.
I keep a few of them alive. So
Which ones?
let's see. Visions of You.
Yep.
Do you remember that one?
That's the one I played, yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, well, that one, and there's Purified. I don't know if you heard Purified. Well, you've got the first album there.
Yeah.
So,
And then you gave me this one just
and that's
now.
Demolition Day. That was the last one that we
Purified. Ah.
Purified. We did a whole radio tour on that one. I'm surprised we didn't stop by here. I don't know why we didn't. That was when we were with Universal, so they made us do things.
Oh, yeah.
You were just kind of told what
That's
to do.
a
and
large record
showed
company.
up and played.
Unfortunately, that's the big cheeses.
Well, that's what everybody
Geffen
wants.
and Universal and Sony and all that.
Yeah, and a lot of artists that I work with really want that, and
Stability.
Be careful what you wish for. Well, there is stability, but still, you've got to get to a place before you're even looked at, and you can't do it without the help of social media.
Yep. Nowadays, yeah.
It's all about Twitter. It's all about Instagram. It's all about YouTube. It's all about your presence and how many Twitter fans you have. And if you've got 30,000, then you've got traction.
Yep.
And are we going to brand you? And, I think there's a lot to be said for that, if that's the career that you want. But for me, like I said, I'm not really interested in touring unless it were really worth my while, since I've already done that. So as a songwriter, my interest lies in co-writing with these younger artists and then hoping that they go out and get hit songs, and then I can retire. So that's my new game plan, Mark.
There you go. I like that.
It's working out well so far.
And Riley Lynch, he was on the X Factor?
Riley Lynch was on the X Factor.
Wow.
Another student of mine, Allie Martocci, she's 19. She's going to be auditioning for The Voice. Another student, Julia Russo. I say students, but they've become more like friends and co-writers, so it kind of shifts from that student-teacher relationship to more of a friendship, even though they could be my children. Julia Russo is really great. She's an amazing lyricist, and she's more like Mumford & Sons meets Adele. So she's just got the unique quality that I think people are really going to resonate with her. And I'm excited to be a part of all of it because I've co-written all their songs with them.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's exciting. So I've got some artists that are going out and getting it done while I kind of help them move along.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
To be a part of the whole process. So when somebody new comes to you, do you kind of assess them out and say, is this a natural talent, or do I have to really spend a lot of time developing them, or?
Yeah, I do. As an artist developer, that's what I'm doing too. If they're coming to me for a vocal lesson, I listen to them, and then I can see pretty clearly within the first 5 minutes what I need to do to bring them to become a better singer.
Yep.
If they already can sing, generally what I get are a lot of what I call prior choir. So I have a lot of mainly teenagers who come to me who have been in chorus or choir for quite a number of years, and yet they want to become a pop singer.
Yep.
Well, that's just a whole different way of singing. So I have to take them and teach them how to sing in their full chest voice and get them out of their head voice, which is this, falsetto, and give them some guts. And that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. When you've been singing one way for years, and then suddenly I come in here and say, I want you to yell for me, they can't do it. So, but then I have the few that come in, and I think to myself right away, all right, this person should absolutely pursue a career in music. And that doesn't happen too often. Like I said, I've got 4. My own daughter is one of them. Even though she wants to be a lawyer, her name's Julia Davis, and I'd like her to become a musician because she's so darn good. But she really wants to do law, so I have to kind of step back and let her do what
Usually
she
it's
wants
the
to
other
do.
way around, right?
Yeah, I know. Then again, her being a lawyer would be good. You know, I think that would be great. Whatever she wants to do, but
She can fall back on that.
she's immensely talented, and it just breaks my heart every time I hear her sing because I think to myself, oh, you should be just doing this. But she's great. She and I now do fundraising. Now that she's a survivor, she's finally come full circle and embraced her cancer, where there was a long time there where she didn't want to look at it, and I get that. I mean, I have my own perspective of it as her mother.
Yep.
As someone who's had cancer. I've never had it, but I saw her go through it, and she didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to deal with it. Well, now that she's gotten older, she sees the significance in giving back. So there's a huge fundraiser coming up on November 1st called Vi for the Kids, and it's at Rosedale Farms in Simsbury, Connecticut.
Oh, yes.
All of the proceeds go to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center.
Oh, good.
So we will be the musical entertainment.
Awesome.
So I bring her along now on my fundraising quests, and I have her perform with me. And it's good for me. It's good for her. It's good for the hospital. And I also, if people buy my music online or at my shows, I give proceeds of all my music to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center.
That's a great center.
Well,
They
you
do
know
a lot
what?
of great work
That's
there.
something that happened from, I just felt like, well, what can I do? What can I give?
Yeah.
How can I give back? Because so many people helped us, just emotionally and financially and spiritually. It was just, it was actually quite surreal to go through all of that and have a whole town and community and other towns surrounding us come together and just, it was crazy to be with us.
Constantly not knowing what would happen the next day, right?
No, not knowing for a while. She was diagnosed in June, and then 4 months of chemotherapy, and it was a long. It was about a year of treatment for her with everything, surgery, and then slowly she started getting better, and her test results kept coming back clean and everything. And you can finally breathe. I finally threw away all the medication. That took like 3 years.
Wow.
I kept it, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I don't do that anymore.
Right.
Like she has a sniffle. What does that mean?
Yep.
So, but it's good.
Oh.
But I do give back, and I am a big supporter of especially breast cancer. I have quite a number, unfortunately, of friends who have been diagnosed and who are going through it now. And so anything having to do with cancer, I'm there. You need some music support to help raise money? Call on me because I'll do that. You can visit my website. I have one. So, and I love it.
CarrieJohnson.com or what?
Yeah, CarrieJohnsonmusic.com.
There you go. And I think there's a breast cancer walk in Hartford or something coming up.
There is a breast cancer walk, and there's also Relay for Life, which is great for teens and college students who want to get out there and give back, because all you have to do is walk around in a circle for like 20 hours, which anybody can do. I mean, really.
I know my daughter, she's camped out
camp
overnight
out.
too.
You go and you camp out at school gyms and wherever, churches, wherever they're holding them.
It's great getting the whole community and the school together and all for that one cause. Yeah.
And you put all of those together and you can raise a significant amount of money. And that's what it takes to continue the research to try and find some kind of a cure for whatever.
And progress is being made.
Progress is being made. I mean, diagnosis is, even when Julia was diagnosed, right there, they diagnosed it right in the hospital that night.
Wow.
So, and there was also a coalition of doctors from around the world through the internet. Her oncologist was able to talk to 5 other doctors from England, Australia, New Zealand, to get kind of a grip on what kind of cancer it was and what the treatment protocol was. Yep. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is.
And it happened while she was still on the operating table.
Wow.
So it was also kind of just an unbelievable night. I have an album out called Move the Sun. That was my first, it was my first solo album after 22 Brides. It was my second. But on there is a song called Little Bird. So if you go on my website, carriejohnsonmusic.com, you can download it for free. That tells the story of the night that we were in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And all the proceeds, 100% from that sale, goes to the Connecticut Children's.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
So you want to do another song for us?
I'd love to. Well, let me do a more cheerful song. Gosh, all I'm doing are these sad, depressing,
And they're all upbeat.
Well, that's the whole thing. You got to catch them with a melody, and then hopefully they'll listen to what you're saying.
Yep.
So, but not everything's depressing. I mean, let's see if my guitar stayed in tune. Anyone who's a guitar player out there, I've been having trouble with my B string. It happens in the fall.
Is it the humidity? No.
The humidity, the change in the weather. Okay, so I got married 5 years ago, or I should say remarried. And one day my husband was having a bad day, and then I just thought, I could take this and maybe write a song for him. So it became Strength to Move, which then became the song for the ovarian cancer
Very
organization. So here it is. It's called Strength to Move, and it's the title track off of my latest CD. Oh boy, I just dated myself, Mark. Open your eyes, 'cause this day belongs to you. Fine and true. I know it's hard climbing walls in front of you, baby blue. To believe in the unseen, hanging on to what could have been. It can shake you down until you come unglued. But I am always on your side, and my arms are open wide. You can rest here till you got the strength to move. So waiting to rise, like the sun surrounding you, coming through. Afraid that you might not shine, and you're safe in solitude, tried and true. When you only see in black and white, and your dreams fall by the wayside, just look around for a different point of view. And I am always on your side, and my arms are open wide. You can rest here till you got the strength to move. So you play the game to win, but when life throws an extra spin, hold on tight till you come around again. And listen to me sing, singing just for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get lost along the way, you can't find your way back home, and take my hand, it isn't far to go. No, no, no. But I am always on your side, and my arms are open wide. You can rest here till you got the strength to move. Oh, don't you know that I am always on your side, and my arms are open wide. can rest here till you got the strength to move. So open your eyes, 'cause this day belongs to you. Thank you.
Man, a beautiful, beautiful
Thank you very
song.
much. Yeah, I liked that
Amazing.
song. That was a pop-out song.
That is cool. I
Pop
love
right
it.
out.
Man,
I'm so happy to see you again.
you still got it. I can't believe it.
And to see you after all these years and to know that we're actually in the same state.
Yep.
So I'll just be coming down like every weekend.
That is cool. I like it.
I'll bring my band. So when we do a gig like down at the Space or
Yep.
down in New Haven, we can I'll bring the guys in. My drummer has a cajon.
Oh, yes. I love the
so
cajon.
the cajon is really awesome. And
It's great. It's portable.
It's portable, and we can do like an acoustic-y thing. And I've got a great band, and they're good players. So I'm pretty blessed. I get
Very
to play
cool.
with some awesome musicians. And
I'll talk. There's a band, a venue that's not far from here in Eastern Connecticut, way in the corner. I haven't been yet, but I had the owners come down here and we talked, and it sounded like a really cool place to play.
do you know what the name of it is?
It's called the Stomping Ground.
Oh,
And
cool.
I think it's in Putnam.
Okay.
I could be wrong. In that area, in that
I'm
northeastern
gonna write it down, and I'm
corner.
going to tell them that you told me to call
Yeah,
them
yeah.
to get a gig there.
So wow, you're doing an awesome job. Let me just take a quick break. We'll go over some station identification stuff. I just noticed that we have a concert on campus tonight. We have to go. Eastern's got your weekend planned. Hoodie Allen and G's Easy will be performing live this Saturday, September 27th, in the Sports Center Gymnasium. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 7 with a live band and DJ backline. Tickets are on sale now for $10 at the Student Center info desk and online at easterntickets.com. Don't miss out on the concert that's everyone is talking about, including me, because I just talked about it. There you go. That's what you can do. See, we missed our community calendar and what you can do in your community today and tomorrow, this whole weekend. There you go. You can go to the Student Center and listen to this lovely concert. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this public service announcement.
Ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
90.1 WECS, Willimantic, a community service of Eastern Connecticut State University, right here on the lovely, beautiful campus today. We didn't do the weather, but here's the weather in case you're not near a window. It's beautiful outside. It's sunny, mostly sunny, and very warm. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you want to get the details, go outside and experience it for yourself. So, we're back to the studio. We have Carrie Johnson right here. We're having a lovely conversation, and
Happy to reconnect after all these years.
it's amazing. It's been like 5 years, right?
You haven't changed a bit. And I know I haven't. So there
You
you
haven't.
go. I haven't.
You look great.
I do.
You look
thanks.
awesome.
Well, you know, I keep myself in shape, running around, and
Literally running?
literally, yeah, I work out every day.
Oh, cool.
I keep myself going because I have to. Because you can't be like looking crappy on stage. So
No, people
you
won't want to listen.
They
Yeah.
won't want to listen.
No.
You know, get up there. looking
Even
like,
Stevie Nicks, with her great voice. I mean, nobody wants to see her right now.
She just put out a new album.
Yes.
I saw. I think she
Yeah.
undug some old tapes of hers. I haven't heard it, but I am a huge Stevie Nicks fan. I have to tell you.
I was
So-
at one of her pre-concert warm-ups.
Yeah.
It was one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen myself.
Like recently.
She was doing, like maybe 10 years ago, she did the landslide just to warm up, and it was just so beautiful. It was like the only person in the whole stadium.
I mean, you know what? She went through her moments there when she wasn't sounding that great, and then she too got sober, I think, and
Yep.
pulled it all together. I just love her. I've always loved her.
Yeah.
I wanted to be her, you know. So there you go.
Immensely talented. So, Libby, Libby and you, were you twins or just...
No, Libby's much older. No, I'm only kidding. We're 2 years apart. We look a lot alike.
Yes. Absolutely.
And we look even more alike now. It's kind of scary. People look at us and ask if we're twins.
Well, before, Libby was brunette and you were redhead, right?
Yeah, no. Libby was redhead and I had black hair.
Oh, okay.
I had the Elvis blue, the Elvis like jet black.
Yep.
I had the goth look going. I think the last time I saw you.
Yep.
You know, I changed my hair color a lot, so you just never know what you're going to get. I'm a redhead now, but I was blonde for very many years, and then I went to the vampire look, which was good for a little while.
Back when Anne Rice was popular?
Oh, yeah. I read all her books.
Yep.
I had big things dangling from my neck, too, big, I don't know, stones. But, yeah, now I don't know what I think I asked the guy who did my hair to just give me an old-fashioned shag. And I'm sure none of your listeners would even know what that is, but we know what that is, right, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
Chrissy Hine, the Pretenders.
Oh, Chrissy, yep.
Chrissy had a shag.
Okay.
The old, just the good standard rock and roll haircut.
Yes.
That's all I wanted.
Good old rock and roll music. I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony this year.
You were? I've been wanting to get out there.
It was
it's
amazing.
In Cleveland, right?
Oh, actually, it was in New York.
Oh, in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because whatever they have in Cleveland, it's not going
all
to be
right.
big enough.
Oh, I think the museum is in Cleveland. That's what
Yes.
I'm thinking.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. And it was amazing because Nirvana was inducted, Peter Gabriel, Hall & Oates, Yusef Salaam, Cat Stevens,
Just, yeah.
and there was one other. Oh, Kiss.
All of those bands,
Yeah.
they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hall & Oates are one of my favorites. I listen to them all the time.
Yep.
And Daryl Hall has a thing, Daryl's House.
Daryl's House. I love that show.
Love that show. I want to be on that show. Daryl, if
Absolutely.
you're listening, I can come on there, if you want me to.
He's has all kinds of people,
I
too.
know.
Famous and non-famous.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm one of the non-famous, probably, so I'd like to.
And
I'll
you'll
show
become
up.
famous after you get on the show.
People ask me that all the time.
I'll
Why
email
aren't you
him.
famous? And, it's funny because, what does that mean?
Exactly,
I don't. I feel like, okay, famous. Yeah, there was a time when I guess we sold records and rode around the country in a bus.
Had videos.
And had videos and sold albums. And
Back when MTV had
I made
music
money.
videos.
But, I still make my living as a musician. I still sell records and I still do all that. And I'm famous around my town, but I'm wealthy in my heart. Primarily because, I know that's really cliche, but it's true, because I've been able to maintain being an artist. I am a teacher, and I'm a manager, and an artist developer, but I'm also a performer and a songwriter and an artist, so I get to do all of it. And it's my vocation. It's what I do.
I imagine it's really hard to kind of continue doing that throughout your life. And a lot of artists maybe get, on the scene for a little bit, and then they're done, and they go off and they do their actuarial stuff or whatever. But you're continuing to stay involved with music, and that's great.
Absolutely, because I just, like I told you, when everything kind of fell out from 22 Brides, I didn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I had sworn that I wasn't going to go back and work in an office again, like I did in New York City for a long time. And I just felt like, well, there's no reason to stop. And as long as I can make money at it and pay my bills, then I can keep on becoming a musician. So, and it's helped me become a better musician. It's helped me because I continue to evolve in my songwriting craft. Hopefully my songs are better, or at least as good. I hope they're
I'm
not
impressed.
getting... Are you? Good.
Absolutely.
Good. And writing with professional writers in Nashville, that was truly a humbling experience. I went down there thinking, oh, country music, that's so easy. I'm a pop writer. I can do this. It is such a different game.
Mm-hmm.
There are rules that you can't break. There are, within a song, you have to stay within a certain format. You want to write about certain things. And so it was humbling, and it taught me so much about songwriting.
Cool.
About how I can take some of that knowledge and put it into, like what I'm doing with the artists that I mentioned before, like with Riley and with Allie, and let's take some of that knowledge and create better pop songs with it. Because the artists I'm working with primarily do pop music. That's what they're doing. So
that's an amazing... not too many places in the world where you can really say it's a strong hub of musical talent right in one place.
In Nashville, it's amazing. And you've got so many different genres. It's not
Right.
just, not everyone is wearing a cowboy hat and stomping around in a boots. I mean, you have a lot of rock and roll, a lot of pop, a lot of classical. So you're right. It's wonderful. It's also very, when you go there, it's a little overwhelming. A lot of my friends and co-writers have gone down and just felt like, you have to take a breath and take a step back because there are so many musicians in one area. You feel drowned.
Yeah.
You feel like you're drowning in a sea of all these other songwriters and like, well, I don't know how I can possibly even fit in, so I'm going back to New York, But I like going there. I do. My manager, who now is a spiritual guide, he was my manager, but he decided to change his life. He lives there with his wife, and I have friends there, and a lot of my students are going to college there.
Oh, cool.
So I have a reason to go. And
Excellent.
I have a lot of friends who still live there, so it's great. It's good.
Carrie Johnson of the Carrie Johnson Band. Got one more song for us?
Sure. Let me think now. Should I play something happy or something sad? I'll tell you what. I was telling you before when you first asked me about going back.
Yep.
I went back to New York City. Well, I go to New York City a lot, but I went back to my old neighborhood, which was Avenue B and 5th Street is where I lived.
Oh, wow. Is that down south?
Yeah, down on the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
And when I lived there, it was just pretty terrible. I mean, the building next door was a squatter building. I used to have to step over people on my doorway to get into the apartment. It wasn't a very nice place to live, I'll just tell you. So I went back to visit it, and it had been completely gentrified, I guess that's, or, redone. The whole neighborhood is pretty and shiny, and
Wow.
I'm like, where did everyone go? And, it made me remember how I was when I lived in New York. So I haven't released this song, but it's almost about ready, and I'll be releasing this in about a month. It'll be out on TuneCore and everywhere, iTunes,
I feel honored.
Google Play, Amazon MP3. If anyone wants to hear any of my songs or buy them,
CarrieJohnsonBand.com.
support your local songwriters. You can just go on your phone and check out Carrie Johnson, and you'll see all my catalog right there.
There you go.
Anyway, this song is called Down. Ba 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 ba. The building next door to mine was falling down, falling down. It looks like they put a shine on 5th and B, a silver crown. Here's my past staring me in the face, and I say nothing. I look around. I'm haunted by the flashbacks in my head, in my head. The midnight runs, the need to kill the sun, feeling dead. 5th-floor walk-up was an easy place to hide. All those promises I'd break time after time. At an unmarked door, it's 3 a.m. A secret knock and they let me in. Then it's not just the music pumping through my veins. I'm not going down, down. Well, I love that higher ground. Back when I swore I was never coming down. No, 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 no. I walked these streets invincible alone, all alone. Lied, denied, and went about my life status quo. I'd say anything to get you off my back. Little glimpses of the truth thrown in the trash. At an unmarked door, it's 3 a.m. A secret knock and they let me in. Then it's not just the music pumping through my veins. I'm not was never coming down. No, 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 no. Anything that mattered didn't matter anymore. I was invisible, lying on the floor, till an angel saved my life. She must have heard me cry. Yeah, my knees were burning as I hit the floor, begging for mercy, so I begged some more. She lifted me up till I saw the light. Now I'm not going down, down. Well, I turned it all around. I've been there and I'm not going. I've been there and I'm not going. I've been there and I'm not going down. No, 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 no.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Mark.
That hasn't been released yet?
No, that
I
hasn't been
can't
released
wait
yet.
for that to come
And
out.
I'm getting that done. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be like a bluesy kind of real modern beat to it. So
Oh, wow.
I'm adding some cool instrumentation to it. So it's going to
Awesome.
sound kind of a modern bluesy-ish kind of a thing. So I'm psyched.
Amazing. I can't wait. That is so cool.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming
I mean,
down.
I love the station. I listen to it all the time. I do. I listen to college radio and I listen to NPR, and that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So I was really excited when we connected and you said, "Do you want to come on?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So, and I'm doing some shows. I've got the Landmark College in Vermont on November 17th. I've got Vi for the Kids fundraiser on November 1st. I've got Renee Coffee Roasters in West Hartford on December 12th. And then I'm playing with Riley Lynch. I'll be accompanying him. So if any of your listeners want to check out my website, they can certainly go to my tour page, and as soon as I update that, which will be this weekend, they can find out where I'm playing. So
we got to get you at the Infinity Music Hall.
I would love to
or
play
something.
Infinity. I've been wanting to play the Infinity Music Hall.
That'd
So
be cool.
If you know how to do that, let me know.
If I figure out a way, I'll do it.
All right, we could put our heads together.
I just heard, they just opened up like recently, and they said they're gonna do like 250 shows a year.
Yeah, and friends of mine, the Homesteaders, John Mayock's band. I don't know if you know of them, but they're great, and they just did the opening ceremony. They did the opening at night.
Oh, cool.
So I'm hoping to do maybe a double bill with them. Their music is very similar to mine. I guess I would categorize my music as pop Americana, blues, kind of bluegrassy. I don't know. I don't know what genre it is.
It's good. That's what it is.
It falls under kind of an Americana singer-songwriter thing. Whatever wind is blowing, that's where I want to write. So
There you go.
Depends on the day.
We got to get you on Swan Day celebration.
Actually, thank you very much. I connected with Jennifer Hill.
You did?
I did.
Oh!
I sent
and
Jennifer my website.
Yes.
She wrote me right back, and she will let me know. I guess in December is when they make their decisions who
Yep.
they're having on their lineup. So I'm very hopeful, and I'm hoping if she's
Tell her
listening,
you know me.
I did. I used your name. So I'm hoping that I'm part of the Swan Day lineup.
Oh, that's
this spring.
awesome.
That would be really an honor to be part of it.
It's an amazing. This is who knows how many years they've been doing this now. This is like my 4th year probably getting involved and helping them out, just showcasing some of the artists, and it's amazing.
Well,
it's a celebration
I'd love
of women artists.
Yeah, and there's so many, and I know so many women artists. I mean,
Yep.
Sarah Barrios, you
Yes,
mentioned her.
yep.
She is actually on tour with Riley right now. So they're very
cool.
they're very close friends, and they come to my house all the time and giggle, and I strive to do vocal lessons with them, and it ends up being a kind of an Instagram photo shoot. But they're great. She's great. She's a great artist.
She's amazing. Yeah,
So-
she was down here.
Oh, was she on?
She was sitting
on
in
the
that
stage?
same chair.
Oh, good. Well, you know what we should do? I should get all the young artists that I'm doing and just bring them on down here, so some of your
Yeah.
students can listen to what's going on in the pop world.
Yes,
So that would be fun to do.
I love it.
Anyway, thank
Carrie,
you
thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having me, Mark, and it's really great. And we're not going to lose connection this time.
No, absolutely not.
Now that we know where we
now we have social media.
I know we have social media. We can. I'll Facebook you, and I'll send you Twitter stuff.
I don't have the
Do you
pager
tweet?
anymore. I just opened an account, but I don't really use it yet.
Okay, well I'll follow you.
Okay.
And then you have to follow me. All right, and then send me.
Somebody's
just
gonna have
random,
to show me how to
and
follow
then
you.
I'll do that. I'll show you, and then you can just send me stuff, but it doesn't really have to be very important.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to tweet about the artists that are on your shows.
I
would
should
be
do
good.
that.
Yeah. It's a good way to let people know what you're doing.
I got to get into that.
I just tweeted that I was on your show.
Oh, cool.
So.
Tweet. Tweedledee, tweedledee. No. I just trying to get into it to promote the show, and then I'm also doing organizing a bike ride every now and then, and try to get people to join through that.
Well, if you want to, promoting anything is great, and I will be happy to help you. And bike riding, my husband, who's a pastor, actually, he's the assistant pastor of the Simsbury United Methodist Church. They hold a lot of fundraisers, and he's an avid cyclist.
Oh, cool.
So,
You've got some great trails out there, too.
Oh, my gosh. He rode down here. He rode 61 miles the other day.
Oh, get out.
Blew me away. I thought, what? I think the most I've ridden this year is 16 miles. So, yeah, he's pretty big. So if you want to try and put something together, I'd be happy to help you.
Cool. Very cool.
And if anyone wants to do a house concert, contact me on my website. House concerts are cool.
CarrieJohnsonBand.com.
CarrieJohnsonMusic.com.
Music.com.
Yep.
Oh, I messed it up.
That's okay. I corrected you. It's no
Oh,
problem.
no, I wrote it down correctly.
Yeah, the Carrie Johnson Band is my band, but my website is www.carriejohnsonmusic.com.
I love it. Thanks very much,
Thanks so
Carrie.
much, Mark. I'll see you soon.
Amazing. Oh, my goodness. Carrie Johnson from the Carrie Johnson Band, who you can reach through CarrieJohnsonMusic.com. How fortunate you are to be able to have such a great website such as that. I mean, I'm sure there's many other Carrie Johnsons out there who wanted their own website, huh?
There's a rower and there's a politician.
Oh, get out.
But when you Google me, I'm the first one that comes up.
There you go.
So if you put my name into Google, you'll get my homepage right away. So I don't know why I'm above the politician, but I'm glad I am.
You're more important, that's why.
I don't know about that. I'm happy I'm first.
All right, Carrie Johnson, thanks so very much for coming down.